And we're back from part 2. Welcome. We have continuing off from where we last left off, where Chris has been giving a proposition from Slappy to do something. And now we are going to be finding out what that something is. Well, we probably already know what it is. But this episode's going to be fun, because we'll have all the little fun side stories that's going on, and a lot of things to talk about. Apologies on it being a little bit later than usual. I was busy, life has been busy as of late with all this stuff. And I actually, during this time, because I couldn't do any work, I did look at some other stuff on the side, which I can't wait to show you, or tell you. But anyways, let's continue.
Aww, this is a very cute sculpture.
Don't get too attached, Lucy. We need it as an ingredient for the next item that we'll make.
I know. But maybe we can make more?
Sure, Lucy. We can make some more after we get the robot pet.
Don't forget, we need that robot pet. And very important.
Since I'm still dressed as Santa, no one suspects me as I swap out all these presents. Slappy's plan is genius. Once these presents are opened, all the children will find is dark, cold coal. Huh. The present seems to be moving. It's as if they're alive in some way. It's weird, but I trust Slappy. He's been right on everything so far.
What's next on the list, Lucy?
Well, we need some gizmos to make the mechanical parts of the toy. Let's get busy with that.
Alright, get some mechanical gears, get some curious contraptions, and have her sing a Christmas carol. Yeah, I love how Chris is kind of like, this is weird. How come there's this weird, this toy is moving, not toy, this present's moving on its own. Oh well, who cares? And what you'll find out is that the next time we see Chris in dialogue, that'll be it. After that scene, Chris is gone. There's a goodbye, Chris. Last episode was all about Chris, and now he's basically gone. Evil Santa, no more. And this is the other unique animation, that being Marty doing his monster skates, which is actually kind of cool that they go ahead and just kind of make him dressed up like that. It's kind of a shame that they designed the Monster Marty form, and yet there's no Monster Marty in game, but oh well, maybe in the future if this game ever does come back. Alright, now I mentioned this before. I was talking about I was doing something else on the side. That something that was on the side was actually, as of this recording of this video, the Fear Street trilogy films that they've been kind of hyping since last year has finally been fully released. Like, all 3 episodes have been, all 3 movies have been released. And the way they kind of did it was in the beginning of July, they were like, hey, here's this thing. Here are some more of it. Enjoy. Like, every week there will be a new video, and that's how they kind of went around with it. And I've watched all of it, and I have to say, I'm very impressed with how they did it. Now, I didn't grow up with this Fear Street series, but a lot of people who did really did enjoy it as well. And they kept true with the original source material. Like, basically, it's not based off one particular book. What they did was they took the whole thing and kind of made its own story, but keep true to the original source material with, like, all the names, the characters, and whatnot. But anyways, let's say goodbye to Chris.
I did it, Slappy. I swapped all the presents for the coal you gave me.
Excellent. Now you are dismissed, minion.
Yes, Slappy. Whatever you say.
Good. Everything is in place now.
Well, goodbye, Chris. It was nice knowing you.
Everything is too cheap right now. We can't have that. It's time to activate the mountain of presents. Now that they're filled with coal that can bring Christmas chaos. Listen well, spirits of Christmas. Karu, Mari, Lola, Malanu, Karu! Excellent! Now go!
Ah! What the heck is that? Run! Everyone run away!
Spawn the Christmas presents, reach a Scarometer milestone. Yep. Got one of these again. Get to spawn the presents monsters. What's funny about this, though, is that the whole Karuma, you know, that the "you and I are one now" language. I love it because I finally understand how to pronounce it properly, thanks to Dead of Night. As stupid as that game is, yeah, apparently you can possess things and have it be alive now. So, and I'm assuming, and it's weird because there's no, like, they didn't really put down a rule of how it works per se. Like, you could say the words and then it works, but I feel like in this scenario they have to have some kind of spirit be present for it to, like, this is just my understanding or my theory. I believe you need a spirit nearby in order to possess the life. So life cannot just come up and go, "Oh, I'm alive now," like you know, Slappy or whatnot is. I feel like you need to have some sort of spirit nearby, and when you say that, you basically attach the spirit onto the living object. Basically, kind of like what happened with Chucky, you know, like from Child's Play. That same premise where you have to transfer the soul into an object, right? And I guess throughout time, if you don't get yourself out and put yourself into a living thing, then that physical form you're in turns into like actual living thing. Some of the Child's Play movies just got so weird, man. And I think the last one they did was back in I don't think it was, maybe it was last year in 2020 when Mark Hamill was playing as Chucky, and it was a weird way of doing it. And apparently they have a new show coming on now, so yeah, imagine that.
What's that? We were chased by Christmas presents?
That was crazy, but I bet there's an explanation if we can find it. I wonder what's inside them.
What's inside the presents? They have teeth, Lucy. What do you think is inside them? Actually, what is inside them? Do they have, like, guts?
Ew, Dustin, that's a disgusting thought.
No, but he's right, though. I mean, you don't know. Yeah, I mean, Slappy must have converted them and turned them into real-life things, and... Oh, wait, I see something. Oh, boy, here we go. This is the fun part. Oh, dear.
A holly jolly holiday.
I'm so glad my children could come visit for Christmas. That's why I love the holidays so much. I wanted to surprise them with things they've always enjoyed on Christmas. What's this? There's a present in the mail, and it's signed with an S? Is it like a secret admirer? What's inside? A VSH tape of Sugar Cookie Speedway Zone. Wow, that's an old movie.
There it is. There's a Sugar Cookie Speedway Zone reference. That's the thing I was talking about earlier in my other playthroughs of the 12 Screens of Christmas and mentioned in the beginning. So there you go. There's where they're getting the reference from. Because God forbid, I don't think the developers read that book.
It's one of the worst Christmas movies ever. The actress Susie Snowflake is absolutely insufferable. But my children used to love this movie. Maybe they want to watch it.
Yes, in 2 years from now, that she's gonna, a character of her will come to life and will make everything chaos. And you too will suffer her wrath.
Monster on the ice.
Ah, Christmas is the best time of the year. I'm going to treat Grandma to her favorite egg tart pastry. Hey, Grandma, come see what I made for you. Huh? You're giving me a present? Aw, you really shouldn't have. Wait, someone named S sent me this present? Who's that? Whoa, monster skates? These look great. I'll try them on right away. But I wonder who sent them. Oh well, I guess it's a perk of being awesome. Then just send you stuff.
Try on the monster skates, place candy arch. So, yes, this is when we start the Slappy's presents. So not only did he bring presents to life to kind of cause chaos, but he sent these cursed items to select few townspeople. And one of them being Susie Snowflake. And oh man, I had so much fun with this episode. You're gonna find out why. I'm gonna leave it at that before we get to it. But yeah, it's so good. But, yeah, this is where a lot of the present stuff comes in. And as I mentioned, I think before, Sator's questline actually kind of takes place during this time when people were getting presents, and one of the presents was from Slappy. In fact, he kind of comes in as like, oh, it's in your car, or your fridge dumps. I was like, oh, all right, I remember.
Slappy Christmas.
Now that my slave Chris has obtained these presents for me, I'll turn this Christmas into chaos. I will curse these solid presents and send them to attack unsuspected people. Karu, Mari, Oldana, Lona, Malanu, Karanu. Now, go forth, my evil little presents.
Play the Santa's Throne again, steal Christmas presents, and reach a skeleton milestone. What sucks is that there isn't, we didn't get an animation with him on top of the said Christmas presents with the crest. I have to look at the past, but I don't know if he was still holding the present and then laughing at the same time. Because I know there was another animation with him doing that with the Santa hat of laughing. But, yeah. He's not, again, this is not like him stealing presents. If anything, this is like him delivering the presents to the unsuspected townspeople. Anyways.
It seems that not all the presents have come to life yet. The ones from the toy stores are still normal.
Oh, cool. That means we can still get the neat pet that has those adjustable joints.
The mechanical pet? Sure, I guess we could have it made. But we should investigate those presents.
Let someone else investigate for once. Let's just make that toy and have some fun.
Yeah, okay, so have the Christmas tree become mature, play some ribbon and bow shop, obtain the mechanical pet. Yeah, so this is where the actual pet robot comes into play that they want to do. And what's weird about it is it's funny how they've kind of the whole can't someone else do it bit, since during that time, if I'm not mistaken, I think there might be something, or they may have been one where they actually ended up not doing anything about.
Alright, now this is looking like a real toy.
Dustin, did you look at the tree?
Oh wow, it's completely grown now. That's amazing.
But isn't it odd? Trees aren't supposed to grow that fast. Could it have something to do with the presents coming to life?
You're reading too much into it. Although, the tree does look strange for a Christmas tree.
I mean, it has a face. What kind of Christmas tree has a face like that? It looks like it was going to eat you. Oh, dear.
Hello, I'm home. Lucille? Randy? Are you okay? Why don't you answer? And why are you staring so fixedly at the TV? Are you watching Sugar Cookie Speedway Zone? I can't believe you're so focused on that movie that you don't even answer me. There goes Susie Snowflakes, baking her cookies.
To tempt their tummies.
What does she say as thanks?
Pretty bitty pleased with Christmas trees.
Oh no, it's begun.
What am I doing? This is the third time we've watched this movie.
Ah, it's a good show. Can't help it.
I won't stand for this. I will destroy that stupid film.
Destroy the cursed film. Yeah, here we go. And they must be, Mrs. Dark must be watching one of my videos. How did she get it from the future? Ooh, spooky. But yeah, no. This is where the original Susie Snowflake stuff started happening. Also, curiously, did her destroying the film ended up getting Susie alive?
This is awesome. Watch out, everyone. There's a cool new monster in town. Hey, Marty. Looking good on those. I know. I'm incredible. Now take this. Kapow! Ouch! Watch where you're going, Marty. You can't just crash into me like that. Out of the way, loser. I'm invincible on these skates. You could be a real jerk sometimes, Marty. Go be invincible somewhere by yourself.
I mean, what was he doing for the last 2 years, though? Huh.
What does that little twerp think he is? Dissing the magnificent monster, Marty. He's just a loser.
He doesn't understand that all that matters is winning and dominating.
Uh-huh. Why am I acting so... I feel kind of weird. Nah, it must be my imagination. Everyone's probably just jealous of my awesome monster skates.
Alright, ride on the monster skates and have a fit of rage. This is where we get to the favorite bit, when they came to another story that they've... this is the one thing I love about the developers, is that they decide to take these short stories and kind of make one long narrative. Like how they've tied monster skates to go into Marshmallow Surprise. It's just stuff like that. Now, there were, like I said, out of all the 6 stories that got adapted into this this quest line, only 4 got excluded. Now that being the case, we've seen through the 12 Screams of Christmas that they reintroduced Holly Jolly Holiday with Susie Snowflake being a character now walking about. But then they also added the Gronks, because why not? And I gotta say, out of the designs for the Gronks were just kind of like this weird kind of 90s ball that... It's weird how to describe it, but if you look at like the Wikipedia page for Goosebumps, they kind of describe it as like this... I can't remember what the ball is, but it's like this weird kind of plastic ball with a bunch of colors and weird lines and whatnot. Like, almost like string-like. But what's weird about them, or this thing, is, yeah, that was it. It was just a ball, right? And it was kind of like Gremlins in the sense of like, oh, you can't do this or do that kind of deal, right? And the whole premise is that you shouldn't sit on this Gronk, because when you do, the Gronk will think, oh, well, if you sit on me, then that means I could sit on you, right? And they didn't imply the kid died, right? It just like splat, the thing sits on him, right? So as far as we know, he just kind of got squished by a big ball monster thing. So I did like how they designed these things to be kind of like these Tickle Me Elmo looking Muppet monsters, and just the idea of these things growing in size. It's like I had fun talking about that. That was really interesting. Hopefully we could see more of that type of stuff, though. Yeah, the good old days. But I think time passes, we should be done with the quest, so let's go ahead.
This chaos brings a delicious smile to my wooden face. This is how holidays should be celebrated. Have a slappy Christmas!
Get it? Because instead of happy, it's slappy because it rhymes.
Dustin, let's divide our efforts. You keep making a robot, and I'll investigate the presents coming to life.
Alright, but be careful, Lucy. I mean, I won't be there to protect you.
I'll be fine. I just have to get close to one of them.
Yeah, easier said than done. Obtain electric heart, obtain some circuit contraptions again, and obtain some magnificent coal. I don't know what this is. What is that name? God. Like, why do you use words? Why do you use them fancy words? You know. Oh, yeah. And I already did this before, so now I'm sad because I have to wait for the reset timer to be done. But Grim, you might be saying, look how much cash you have. Why can't you just reset it with your money? It's like, no. I want to save that money for other important things. I only do it if I'm really desperate, but I can wait. There's nothing else I can do, and I need to kill some time. Right, Theo. So, I guess the stuff's still going on here. But there were 3 other stories I have yet to get adapted, so it'll be interesting to see once that gets into the game. Like, if this game does come back, I can see them adding the other short stories into the game somehow. I think it was like a vampire Ice Vampire, Double Dip Terror, and the Nutcracker Nightmare. Again, originally I can see why they didn't add these things in there, but it'd be interesting to kind of have them add them now, but who knows? We'll see what they end up doing, because it is quite interesting to think.
Uh-oh, I almost crashed into Mrs. Marr. Oh God, she looks mad.
Marty Ricardo!
What a nice surprise to run into you outside of school. But you really should be careful with your skates. And my, what a wonderful skates those are. At the speed you were going, you could have crashed into me.
I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Marr.
Oh, really, Martin? Don't you worry about it. Let's bygone be bygones. But do you have some time?
Notice how Marty said gods, so there's more than one.
Marshmallow surprise.
Martin, would you like to have some of my special Christmas hot cocoa? The marshmallow surprise?
What? You're acting awful nice today. Even after I almost crashed into you.
Oh, really? Well, it must be the Christmas spirit, that's all.
Huh. Well, okay then. I'll be glad to have some of that drink, I guess.
Oh, excellent! I have enough for all the kids, so spread the word. I use a very old family recipe. Enjoy.
Then turn your bones into marshmallows.
Give Marty some marshmallow and drink some marshmallow surprise. Yeah, so the story here is like, well, the reason why it's called marshmallow surprise is just like, well, there's no marshmallows in here. It's like, well, the surprise is the fact that the surprise is there is no marshmallows. Well, what a twist! M. Night Shyamalan got you again. Yeah, no, but in this case, it was actually cursed. It turns your bones into marshmallow, except it didn't do that because apparently, it only works if you're a human, I guess. If you're a monster, it doesn't work. That's what I'm implying when it comes to the book, this story that it's coming off from, and this episode. So, Monster Skate has some very much powerful aura that goes along with it. So,
There, the VSS tape is gone. I will never watch another Christmas film again. And if I ever find out who this S person is that sent the film, I'll make them pay.
You better watch out, Slappy. Mrs. Dark is coming for you.
Now, originally I thought, oh, S like in Santa, but it's like, oh no, S is in Slappy. Dumb me. But, yeah, little did she know, after destroying said film, Susie Snowflake would manifest herself and just run around the town. Although she wouldn't make her appearance until 2 years later. Although, I need to ask, what was she doing during that time? Like, first of all, she came out of nowhere in this, like, think about this. I guess the narrative, because of she comes from the Christmas shop, maybe she was stuck there for a little while for some reason, and then she decides she just out of nowhere just come out of the building, I guess, just to do her usual holiday jolly thing. I don't know. I'm just running amok here. I still remember. I could have sworn. I do love how the last Christmas update we got back in 2020, the one that's running in the background here, they actually kind of combined last year this story as well as the one that I made, which was the Shop Till You Drop Dead, which also got turned into a special book. And one of the things I did like that they were doing was they were bringing characters that were involved from past events into special books, but you know, like in the actual main events, they would actually appear in the main story. But then you have a special story to go along with it, so you can go, oh, so this is where the character comes from originally, right? So people who've just come in new from the game or want to experience some of this from the past, you know, we got that stuff going on. It's unfortunate that this year has been basically null and void with nothing. I'm still kind of hopeful that something might come around Halloween and it might return back again. But I have no idea as of yet, since it's still in July. I won't know officially what's going on until like in August, because if it is a Halloween update coming up, they would have to start working on it during next month, which is in August, because it usually takes them 2 months to kind of get an update kind of going. Like, they have to make a documentation, then they have to apply it, and then they update it. So it's interesting with that problem. Oh, I'm still waiting for Marty to open up. Okay, there we go.
This tastes really good, Mrs. Marr.
Oh, thank you, Martin.
But I don't understand why you call it Marshmallow Surprise. I can't taste any marshmallows.
Well, that's because it doesn't have any marshmallows in it.
Huh? Then why did you call it that?
Because it has a special poison that will turn the bones of whoever drinks it to marshmallow.
Yum yum, sounds delicious.
So, how's your bones feeling? Are they going soft?
No. I feel great.
What?
As a matter of fact, I don't think your poison will have any effect on me right now.
What are you?
Me? I am the monster, Marty, you old hag.
And now he's gonna harass Mrs. Marr for 35 minutes. Oh man, you know, the marshmallow thing kind of reminds me of an episode from The Simpsons where it's like Bart steals a video game, and because of that, the Marge was making him act more like an adult in a sense. And he's like, "Hey, where's my marshmallows? Oh, you could put it your own. I think you're big enough," right? So he puts it in there, and then the marshmallows absorbs all of the cocoa. So he starts kind of eating it like an actual food, only for Grandpa to come in. He's like, "Hey, give me a slice." I don't know why that made me laugh. I love how he says it. It's just randomly out of nowhere, he just does it. It's so dumb. It makes no. It's like, I don't know why. It amuses me. But yeah, now he's attacking her for like 35 minutes is done.
I'm sorry for that, Martin. I won't ever mess with you again.
You better not, or I'll be the one eating you.
Ha! There she goes, running off. I showed her who's boss. These skates are actually more monstrous than I realized. I really turned into a beast there. Well, I better keep under lock and key. I wouldn't want anyone but me using them.
It seems like Marty really enjoyed Slappy's surprise present.
And now you know why Marty acted the way he did during the Beware the Snowman, and how he got his monster skates back in the Fever Swamp.
I shouldn't have been so careless. That present almost got me. Wait, it suddenly stopped. Let's see what's inside. Coal? Now how could coal make this thing come to life like that?
I don't know, it's a mystery that we'll never know. And by the way, we're back to the main story now, everybody.
What's going on here? Why is everyone panicking? Are those Christmas presents? Shh. Everyone stay calm. Christmas presents. Stop! You're under arrest!
Wow, everything is escalating. I should go find Dustin and tell him what I found out.
Alright, obtain a robot pet, tell Dustin what happened. Wow, imagine that. Like, you look at the effort I put into these videos, man. You got screaming people in the background while I do my usual audio work. I go ahead and put a clip from my old part 2 video of the 12 screams inside to make it look like that's the thing they're watching, where you hear Susie in the background. A precursor of what would go on. That was the fun thing about that whole Holly Jolly Holiday bit too, was that I was able to kind of take some old clips and go, hey, you know what, I could probably make this sneak in here, and no one would be ever the wiser. They could be watching this and not know that fun fact that was from one of the, like, if you paid attention and listened to the dialogue in the background, you can go, oh, I know where that's coming from. Although I kind of hinted at it during the, oh, it's a good show. You know, you could probably tell where that whole bit was coming from. But yeah, I wanted to get something where you'd hear Susie Snowflake in the background and kind of turned it down and kind of muddled it so it sounds like it's coming from the TV, and you can't really tell what fully is being said, but you can tell kinda, and that's the whole point. I mean, for all you know, she's talking to some random grump in some random ogre in the TV, and not Mr. Piccolo. It's a cookie speed. What was it? Something cookie speedway zone. It's so stupid. Sugar cookie speedway zone. That's what it was. Yes. So she's like in the Sonic level, everyone. And yeah, that was a fun fact to know that they decided to the Point Terror. I think it's called Point Terror. I don't even know anymore. That the people who did that book ended up making a Sonic reference to it because they were just like, why not? You know, for the lulz. So, you know, having that stuff. Although I will say, Susie is being loved right now as far as like character designs go. They really do love the character as far as her look, and I'm glad that the development team made a character design looked appealing enough that people want to do fan art of her. In fact, one of the artwork I showed off, I really did like, because it kind of looked like something you would see in an old time Christmas card.
This is incredible! This robot pet really moves on its own! Look, Lucy, you can play tag with it. When I pull it on the floor, it follows me.
Oh, that's funny. So that's actually for reference to the actual Attack of the Christmas Presents. Clever.
That's great, Dustin. Now listen, I think I discovered why those Christmas presents are moving on their own.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
They seem to have this coal inside that possesses them and makes them move.
So, it's like this robot electrical heart. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I go more in depth with that little fun fact in the original.
Okay, so we need to take the coal out of the presents, right?
That's correct, Dustin.
And we somehow do that without getting eaten by them.
Yep.
You know that sounds kinda crazy, right?
You should be used to that by now, Dustin. I'm counting on you.
Yeah, good luck, Dustin. Bye-bye. Spawn it again, get some of the coal, and reach a Scaro milestone. Great. Yeah, fantastic. So, fortunately, I'm close to it, so it wouldn't be that bad. But I love that little nuance of the the original story for Attack of the Christmas Present. It's funny because of how it started off. It was basically like these two kids get a toy from their weird uncle, because of course, all right. And one of them gets like this. I don't remember what one of them got. There was like whatever, but the other one got this robot toy, and he wasn't really too thrilled. So he's like, "Hey, why don't we trade?" And you're like, "Oh, okay, let's do that." So they trade, and they're happy about it. That wasn't until the robot toy in question started coming after the kid, and he was like, "Oh my god, take it back!" And he's like, "No backsies," you know, all that stuff. So near the end, the twist, at some point, a toy gets close enough to him. He's like in a corner, and all of a sudden he just taps him. He's like, "Tag, you're it," and then he just runs off because the toy was literally going after him because he was tagged. Like, it's a tagging. It's like so dumb. It's so dumb, but I love that stupid humor of horror being for the absolute dumbest of reasons.
This is useless, Lucy. I just saw some presents start moving again even after we took the coal out.
You're right, Dustin. Maybe the coal isn't like an electrical heart, more like a remote control.
What's all this commotion? I could hear it even inside the library. Are you kids causing this?
Oh, great. It's the old librarian. Let me guess. You're going to yell at us without providing any help.
Shh! Dustin. Mr. Mortman, these presents are coming to life thanks to this strange coal.
Coal? You're not making any sense. Let me see here. Wow, this is no normal coal.
How can you tell? Have you read the book of it?
These pieces of coal are haunted by misbehaving spirits. They have some sort of curse as well. The only way to stop them is by putting them inside a special handcrafted container.
A special handcrafted container? What do you mean?
Well, we do have the robot pet with us.
Wait, what? But that's mine!
Come on, Dustin. Show some Christmas spirit. Besides, we can make another one later.
Screw a Christmas spirit. I want to keep my toy. Why you know, Lucy? Bad. Boo. Also, yeah, so not only is the coal have misbehaving spirits trapped inside them, but now it's also cursed. So, yeah, and I love the fact that Mr. Mortman comes out of nowhere to kind of go, oh, I know everything. He's that cliche in horror when all of a sudden the victims, something bad happens in the movie. They're like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, midway through the film, they come across a scientist who just so happens to know everything that's going on, the backstory and everything, and he just goes to the exposition dump on you. So, Mortman is that filling-in character that explains everything. Like, again, how does he know? How did he know all this? Is it just a hint? Did he see this pink smoke coming from the coal and going like, oh, I've seen this before? Yes, I remember that happened to me way long ago. I was putting a fireplace together, and well, apparently, yeah, I'm trying to make a story on the spot here. I'm failing at it miserably, as you can tell. But yeah, having some fun indeed. But yeah, so we got some of this stuff going on here. We got Dustin done, and then we'll do this one thing that's done. And this will also start Mortman's special present quest, which may have a character that might... Like, if this game comes back, I could totally see this character coming into the game at some point.
Look! Some of the Christmas presents seems to have stopped chasing people.
Yeah, but not all of them. I wonder what other problems the haunted presents are bringing.
Well, there's not much we can do besides making more of these robot pets.
You do that. I'm heading back to the library. Hopefully people will stop screaming so I can have some quiet.
Yay, it's done. Not really, because now we got a special quest.
Why I hate Jack Frost.
People have finally gotten quieter. Maybe I can enjoy some peace inside the library. Hold on a minute. What's this? A present. I wonder if it's cursed. That would be my luck. It's signed S. Feels cold to the touch. I wonder what's inside. It's a glass ball containing a tiny cabin covered in snow. There's also a red bearded elf inside. This is Jack Frost, who brings the cold. What a silly decoration. And I must admit, it feels nice to touch. Well, no one's inside the library. Perhaps I can take a short rest. The only time when a yawn is very appropriate. Place a nutcracker and have him sleep through Christmas. Because of course, this guy would just be doing that because he's just bored. He's a killjoy. He has no fun. You know. But yeah, Jack Frost. If the game does come back and we do get some sort of Christmas episode, I could totally see Jack Frost coming back as a character. Seeing how Susie became a character, I could see him coming into a character, and I did have an idea how they would be able to do that and what role he would be playing in. Quite interesting too, especially with the idea behind where the story might be coming from. But we'll have to wait and see. If it does return back for Halloween, then definitely I'm going to try to have push the story out, because I'm sure they're like, well, what could we do for Christmas, because there's nothing else. I guess worst case scenario, they could just make their own thing, kind of like what they did with this, I guess, you know, because hey, if they can make their own book, why not?
I had just a wonderful dream. Jack Frost, the elf from the glass ball, came to life. We made a snowman together, and we skated on an ice-covered pond. Then we had the snowball fight. It felt so real. But I would never actually do anything like that. It felt refreshing, yet strange. I feel so cold all of a sudden. Is there a draft in here?
Love that angry Mr. Mortman face. Also, yes, it's like, I love he's implying that, oh, it must be a dream, because why else would I play with Jack Frost, a grown man, of all things, right? And you got one more left, by the way. But, anyways.
I had another dream.
I noticed Jack Frost's nails are really pointy icicles growing from his fingers. We went sledding down a mountain into a dark abyss where only the cold dwells. I haven't been able to sleep well ever since I got that stupid Christmas present. I should get rid of this drafted ornament. It gives me nothing but nightmares. Sleep through Christmas again. Crowd at Christmas as a mature tree, level 13. Well, joke's on you, because it's a star Christmas tree. Also, what's funny about this is Mr. Mortman here. There's this thing where, I'm trying to think now, which this whole thing, yeah, him going to the dark abyss. I wonder, did the abyss stare back into him?
I placed a snow globe ornament on the Christmas tree after my last nightmare. I'm almost certain the ornament was haunted, just like the presents outside. I'm truly glad to be a monster. Otherwise, I might have not been able to resist Jack Frost's power. Now, I just have to find out who sent it to me, so I can have my revenge on him. Actually, I have a sneaking suspicion just who the sender may have been. There's a special doll I need to talk with.
Uh-oh, Slappy. Someone's on to you.
I love it. Mortman's the only one who could figure out who it was.
Alright, I think things are pretty much over now. Maybe we can finally celebrate Christmas.
That was pretty hectic holiday rush, wasn't it? Hey, I wanted to apologize, Dustin, for pushing you around earlier. Oh, hey, Marty. Thank you. I already forgotten about it.
Hey, kids. That was an odd disturbance, wasn't it? But would you mind helping me one last time? You needed help? Do you mind if I join in as well? We should all pitch in this holiday season.
And here's the last quest. Have the giant Christmas tree, celebrate Christmas, sing a Christmas carol. And, yeah, you don't need to do the star Christmas tree, but it is something that looks pretty cool. And, yeah, it's unfortunate. Also, Mrs. Dark had this animation with her being able to kind of dance around. However, they changed that to being acting like Susie, I guess. It'll be interesting to have that come back and how that will turn out. Though, yeah, a whole lot of stuff is going on here, which I cannot comprehend with this whole weird ideas. But what can you do? Let's see. Yeah, so we go up here. Yes, now I'm gonna just put on the item set. Like, what I've been doing was I put items down that was requested during the quest line. However, now I'm going to put down the items that weren't really requested for the quest line, but I'm going to do it anyways, just because. And, yeah, we got our Gorilla Boy over here. A shame, too, because we're coming into August, and I feel like, as of late, August has turned into, movie event. Like, movie update, movie event. Where, it has to be based on the movie, and I could have sworn if this game was still continuing as of now, I could bet you that one of the updates would have been Attack of the Silver Scream, and the monkey boy over here would have been one of the characters to be spawned by. And I could totally see this being somewhat like a drive-in theater kind of look. Although, I know what you're thinking. We already have a drive-in theater in as the form of the ads, you know, to watch for Goosebumps. And I'm like, yeah. But this one would be a little bit more like... Actually, I'm not sure. It's going to be like a bigger one. It's going to be bigger than the one down there. No, but it probably is going to be something else entirely. But, again, it's more of what-ifs than actual things that actually turned out to be. Also, yeah, this was still during the time when I didn't get somebody to come in to take this glitchy tree away from me. Because for some reason, they decided to give me the tree despite already having the tree. Therefore, it's glitched into not putting it down because it's already, you know, it's the weird, unique glitch. Let's put it that way. But yeah, now we're going to put all these items here. I remember those presents were a pain to get originally. Also, they've included the snowmen as part of the Christmas stuff. However, I believe the snowmen end up becoming part of the... And this is the thing I'm going to mention too. Part of the main quests, if past items, like say Christmas stuff, like if you turn to snowman and they're like, oh, we're gonna put it within the book, the Beware the Snowman, then those items are off the table. You can't bring them back for Christmas stuff, because what ends up happening is that they end up taking the items off, but they go, oops, I forgot. We can't really have that no more. So, you know, it's one of those things that has to be done. And one of the glitch, by the way, too, is figuring out what they did with what was it? Yeah, it was there's currently, for some reason, Mr. Marcus is still in the whole quest line, and I'm wondering why that is. Because he's definitely a character that doesn't really belong there to be bought, because his whole quest is broke. Like, they can't really do anything about it. But yeah, that's the final result of my whole area, so yeah, pretty fun. Anyways, let's continue with this and finish this quest off, and once we're finished this quest off, then we can finally get our quote-unquote prize that I already have. Though I believe this might be one of those items that I actually get anyways. I'm not 100% sure. I think one of them I end up doing it, but let's see.
Thank you, everyone. We had a really great time. Merry Christmas to all our wonderful townspeople.
Certainly, Miss Mayor. And a Merry Christmas to you as well.
Everyone's been so darn positive and rather disappointing. This is a rotten Christmas.
Oh, there you are, Slappy. I have a present for you. Merry Christmas.
A black piece of coal? But I've been really good. You'll know when I'm truly bad, Mortman.
I hope you have a Merry Christmas, player.
And that's it. That's the Attack of the Christmas Present quest line. Speaking of the whole, bad people get coal. There was this dumb comic this dark dumb comic I saw with Thomas the Tank Engine, where the train was like, oh, bad people get coal for Christmas, and then Thomas has this weird looking demented face on him afterwards, realizing that, because it's like, oh, because he uses coal in order to get himself fuel. So if he gets that because he's bad, it's so dumb, but it's one of those, it's the dark humor that I love. But yeah, so this is the final tree. This is the Star Christmas tree. So you need a mature one, which is the second to last step, and that's the full step. And quite really nice present in the end. So that is the grand prize there. So now it's going to be the process of getting all the prize, so I can get that nice check mark. Now, as far as I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be this one or another one, but I know that there is going to be a prize where I end up getting it, surprisingly, despite me also having the item in question, because I believe one of them is just a decoration, whereas the other one is just, and I'm just trying to see where I'm going with here. So do this one, that one, and then goes into, you know, this is the third one I'll be doing, and then the fourth one would be the makes sense. So you get to see what steps I'm going for first and foremost in order to get this here. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Oh yeah, and I got that going on this side there. That will be talked about in its own video, so don't mention about that. I meant this to be 4. My bad. I thought whatever. This is just so out there, and I want to point this out. So I'm in the middle of getting the requests for the Attack of the Christmas Presents here. This one. And part of the requirements in order to get this is the jingle bells, right? And unfortunately only a few people can do the jingle bells, and one of them is Marty. And the animation Marty has for it is to basically beat up Mrs. Mar, unfortunately. And I'm only making this video just to say that I have to keep on having Mrs. Mar give quote-unquote Marty some marshmallow surprise. Meanwhile, Marty is just running around wanting to beat up the teacher. So, yeah, it's like I have to hide her every time because Marty is just waiting to beat her up.
I'm just trying to find where is that man? Where is that kid? There he is. So he's just gonna run around aimlessly waiting for the teacher because the AI is looking to beat it up. I just wanted to share this. This is funny.
So sometimes I'm glad when I end up recording stuff in the past, because then it's like, oh, that's a fun thing. I would never have remembered that like a half a year later. So thank goodness that was the case, because that is a funny thing to look into. Is that one of the jingle bells being one of the items, and of course they had to imply it to the worst crime, which is just AI's trying to beat another AI up. And oh yeah, so we're into January now. Nice. Man, things have just gone all the way, it seems. So let's see here. We got that going on, and we just need to do that, and then we'll be able to get this. We just need one more, and we're done. Wow, look at that. We're finishing to the end. 5. Yeah, so I needed 5 of those. So. Oh yeah, and then this was also when they fixed the whole book area. Right, so then I'll be done. So, got me that. So now we're done. Now let's go into the books. Yep. There it is. Alright. Do this. Click on that. Yep. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So you do actually get this as a prize, which is weird because it's like, wait a minute, I already have this. Why would I get another one of this? Well, because this is another new item, technically. So, although the other one I got was a scare deco, I think this one is just a decoration. So it doesn't actually drop anything. So it's kind of like, wow, what a prize. You get this Christmas tree present thing, and yet it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't look cool. It doesn't look, I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, like, you know, compared to spookiness, it's kind of like, it's okay. Yeah, but now I'm done the unique item, the present tree. So this is when I kind of discover, oh, why did I get this one? Why did it look, and I'm clicking it, and nothing's going on here. And then that's when I put the two together, where I'm like, oh, see this? This is a decoration, right? That's why I was allowed to get it, because that's a decoration, and this down here, well, give me a second, I'm collecting some monies. This down here, this haunted present tree. See, that's the difference. See, that's why it's spooky, because it's a haunted presents tree, where the other one was just a present tree. Not this. That is so, the one word changed, right? But, you know, if that's the case, change it to make it look like a haunted Christmas present tree and this be a normal present tree, you know? I'm just saying. Oh well. Well, whatever. I got 2 of them now. One of them being haunted, the other one not. You can't tell the difference unless you click on it. But yeah, that was the Attack of the Christmas Present quest line. This was one of the fun ones that ended up coming up. I remember this back in 2018, and I had lots of fun with this when it first came out. And revisiting again was really fun to do, especially adding the voice lines and all that. Although I will say, doing Chris's thing again was not fun, because it was like, oh, I've been here before, you know. So that was the only downside to that. But other than that, you know, I digress, whatever. But hey, that will be it for me. So when we come back, I guess we're going to look into some other quests that's come through. There is one, I know that there's supposed to be a Christmas one coming up, but I think the next one we're going to be looking into is the last 2-parter, which is going to be the Be Afraid quest line. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Not really, but it'll be fun to revisit that one again, because a year has passed. So anyways, that's it from me. Anyway, I'll be Grim, and I'll be seeing you next time for whatever Goosebumps HorrorTown has for us in store. Until then, have a Merry Christmas, or have a Horror Christmas, and a Scary New Year.